Hey, what's up, Dave Cartwright?
Hey, how are you, sir?
Good, good. What's happening? How you doing?
Good. We got a room.
Nice, nice. How many people we got there, just so I can envision it?
15, 16?
All right, cool. Am I ready to get going? Can I roll?
It's all yours.
Fantastic. Hey, well, this is Alan Ram, and I'm excited. I want to do this call for you guys myself rather than somebody on my team, because it's Dave Cartwright is the GM of that store. So I want to make sure that we do everything in our power to help you guys succeed. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about I'm going to introduce you to a little bit about my training. I'm going to talk to you about how to proceed through my training, and more than that, the results you should expect to get. You know, what should your results be? How should this stuff give you a pay raise? Because if my training isn't giving each and every one of you a pay raise, then I'm not doing my job. Okay? So here's what we're in. Let's talk about this. Now, are most of you, Dave, are most of your people there newer people to the automotive industry? Been around a while? We got a mix? What's the deal?
Yeah, it's a mix. There's quite a few. It's probably skewed towards new to the business, but we're kind of a mix. Let's go with that.
Okay, here's the deal. The customers these days, guys, are shopping less in person than they are, less in person, and where are they doing all their shopping? Everybody's all over the internet and back to the phones. Yet we still see salespeople standing outside waiting for ups. Is that correct? If you were to drive around Tacoma today, where would you see most salespeople? At 1 o'clock at noon, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon? Out front, right? Out front, standing around waiting for an up. Well, you know, that's the funny thing. Is customers, that's not where customers are coming in these days anymore. Okay? Customers, everybody, any statistic that you guys will ever see will tell you that the average consumer shops less than 2 dealerships in person prior to buying a vehicle. Less than 2 dealerships. Okay? So if they're not shopping in person, that tells you they're doing all their shopping online, and again, back to the phones. So you might be the national walk-around champion for Hyundai. You might be the best closer in the whole state of Washington. But at the end of the day, if you're not converting, if you're not getting customers in off the internet and off the telephone, you're out of luck. See, when I sold cars, it was all about your presentation skills and how good a closer you are. These days, you can be the best closer on the planet, but again, if you're not converting off telephone and internet to showroom, you're done. You're toast. So that's what my training's going to help you with. What are you saying? What are you doing to get customers in the door? Now, as you guys go through my training, I don't want you doing it to get done with it. You know, I always have a hard time when I know that I had a conversation with a GM yesterday at a dealership, and the guy is like clueless, okay? He goes, yeah, hey, my guys watched your stuff. My guys already watched your stuff. They're done with it. What's wrong with saying that somebody is done with training?
You're never done with training.
They're not learning anymore.
You're never done with training, okay? You're never done. Hey, next summer, where is the Seahawks? Do they go to OTAs over the summer?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they go to OTAs. They're going to go to training camp, okay? They're going to go back to training camp, and then they're going to be practicing 5 days a week to play one game like they've always done. You never get done with training. So I think it's the wrong message to ever think, oh, I finished training. And it's just like if I asked you, if you joined a gym today, and I'm your trainer, and I asked you, hey, what are your goals in coming to the gym today? What are you going to tell me?
Get leaner.
Look better, feel better, look better, feel better, build muscle, lose fat. You're going to have some specific goals, right? You're not going to tell me that my goal is just I just want to get done at the gym today. If that's your goal, don't even bother going to the gym. So that's what I'm going to tell you. As you go through my training, I don't want you to get done with it, because your attitude should be, I will never get done with this training. Your attitude should be, I need to get like really, really good at this. So as you go through my training, step number one, take your time. How long should you be on that platform for every day?
15 to 20 minutes.
What's that?
15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah, 15 to 20 minutes every day, every other day, okay? And that's cool. 15 to 20 minutes. I'm not telling anybody to be on there for an hour or 2 hours a day. 15, 20 minutes a day. That's about what it takes, okay? But as you go through it, make sure you're memorizing this stuff, all right? Now, for those of you that don't know my background, I barely made it out of high school. When I say barely, like I no kidding, barely made it out of high school. I joined the Marine Corps. I did that for 4 years, and then I started selling cars. So none of this stuff that I'm going to teach you guys is Shakespeare. This stuff, it ain't Shakespeare. It's good, solid stuff. By the way, do I have any other recovering Marines in the room? No? Anybody ever eaten at Stanley and Seaforts?
Oh, yeah.
All right, then we got that in common. I've been there. You guys are right in Tacoma, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Right in the heart.
You guys still there?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You guys are still there. You guys are in Tacoma. You guys are familiar with Stanley and Seaforts?
Oh, yeah. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
I'll tell you guys, here's what we have in common. 2004, I was staying at the Sheraton downtown. I forget, they call it something else now. I forget what they call it. But I was staying at the Sheraton downtown, and I asked the front desk, I go, hey, where should I go get something to eat? And they referred me to Stanley and Seaforts. Went to Stanley and Seaforts, met my ex-girlfriend. I should have eaten room service that night.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I should have eaten room service that night. The food there was pretty good though, from what I recall. So as I'm talking about this, guys, make sure you're memorizing my stuff. Don't just watch it like you watch a TV show, take a test, and then call it good. So, for example, let's just say I just explained how to handle a leasing call. I want you to memorize. You know what? So there are a number of factors that will affect your payment other than just the vehicle you select. We work with a number of different leasing sources, and they've all got different rates and residuals and terms. And what we actually do here at Larson Hyundai that's different than any of the other dealerships in the area is we'll custom tailor your lease, and we'll work with whatever leasing source is most accommodating to what it is you want to accomplish. Now, you had mentioned to me that you hadn't had an opportunity yet to drive the new Elantra. When would be a good time for us to get together and do that? You want to be able to deliver it with that kind of confidence. This stuff is easy stuff. You just have to apply yourself. And it's not just inbound. You know, Dave Cartwright knows in my training, I've got more stuff focused on outbound these days, gang, than I do on inbound. It's a huge opportunity. Let me ask you guys this question. How many first off, you guys get paid on gross, correct?
Correct.
All right. Well, if you guys get paid on gross, you should know where to find gross. How do you make gross, guys, in 2017?
On trades.
Build value. Build value. Who said that? Who said build value?
Sorry, I did, Henry.
Henry, how long have you been in the car business since the 80s?
Nope, I worked with Dave.
Okay, that was our answer back in the 80s. And that's still a lot of people's answers today. You build value, okay? You build value. That's the number one answer I get. That doesn't necessarily work anymore, gang, in 2017. Let me ask you guys this. Has the internet made it up to Washington State?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys got yourself some internet up there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
All right, so here's the thing. We're going to build value. Here's the problem. Most customers that walk through your front door is a floor up. They email your dealership. They call your dealership. How many websites have they already been on?
50.
All of them, okay? They've been printing off old invoices off of Edmunds. They've discovered TrueCar. They've sent out internet inquiries to your 5 closest competitors. So you're going to build the value. Here's the problem with that. While they might appreciate the demo drive you take them on between Tacoma and Everett, at the end of the day when you get back, they already know what they want to pay for the car. That same valuable Sonata that you're showing them, they can tell you what they can buy it for at 4 other dealerships. They've already had their trade appraised at 3 other places. So build the value. UA the trade don't always necessarily work. The real answer, and this is legit, if you think about it, what I'm saying is you can't argue that. Here's how you make gross in 2017. You've got to get to customers before they start shopping. You've got to get to them before they get to you. Where do you find customers, gang, that have not yet started shopping? What's that?
Service.
Service, absolutely. Let me ask you guys this. I'll ask, who's the sales manager? I know, Dave, you're the GM. Who's your GSM?
Well, we have Luis and we have Dan.
All right, and here, let me ask you this, Dan. How many floor-ups are you guys going to get today? If you had to handicap it and take a guess, how many floor-ups are you guys going to get at Larson Hyundai?
About 8.
About 8, okay? How many, and I'll ask Dave Cartwright this because you'll know the answer to this, how many customer pay repair orders are you guys going to do today at Larson Hyundai?
Probably 20.
20 customer pay repair orders, okay? So we've got eight ups coming in. We have 20 repair orders, customer pay repair orders coming in. Where do we have more action happening, guys?
Service.
In service. We have exponentially more action happening in service these days than we do in sales. Yeah, what do most salespeople focus on?
Ups.
What's coming in the front door when there's exponentially more coming in service. We've got customers rolling back through service today, driving 3, 5, 8, 10-year-old cars that if you were to present, if you knew how to present the right opportunity to them the right way at the right time, they'll trade out of their vehicle. And how many dealerships have they been shopping?
0.
None.
Yeah, that's where the gross is at. Okay? That's where the gross is at. Sold customer base, people that we sold 2.5 years ago, bringing them back into the market just a little bit before they're in the market themselves. That's a great way to make gross. Okay? That's how you make gross. Because when we stand around outside waiting for ups, most of you are standing around waiting for a mini is what you're waiting for. You're waiting for somebody that's been all over the internet. They've been shopping online, on the phone, in person. Good luck making gross on them. So, great opportunities everywhere else. Here's another thing, social media. How many of you guys use social media to sell cars?
I do.
I do. Oh, yeah.
Is that who I think it is, Dave?
Yes, it is. You remember her, I'm sure.
Is that Amanda?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Oh, okay, good. Just checking. Yeah, so you use social media. I know that. Who else uses social media to sell cars at the dealership?
Yeah.
I do. Facebook offer ups.
Next door Graham.
Yeah, you guys all need to use social media to sell cars. Everybody needs to use social media. Do you guys believe that selling cars is all about relationships?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. Okay, selling cars. We all know that it's all about relationships, right? Okay, selling cars it's about relationships. Well, if it is about relationships, what better way to have a relationship with someone than to be connected with them on social media? If you're not like a real friends relationship, being connected to them on social media. Because here's the deal. I remember back in the day when I was selling cars, okay? And they used to tell us the same stuff they told you, okay? They used to tell us things like, hey, follow up your sold customers. But I remember running out of stuff to talk to people about because we didn't have Facebook. When I was selling cars, Mark Zuckerberg was rolling on a big wheel. So I didn't have social media. And so I remember calling up my sold customers and going, hey, how's the car? How's the car? How's the car? And it was like painful because after the third or fourth call to the same customer saying the same amount of nothing, how's the car? How's the car? How's the car? You just felt like you were out of things to talk to people about. So with social media, I can talk to you about whatever. I can talk to you about, hey, I can congratulate you. I see you just got engaged. Or I see that you guys just had a baby, or you just bought a new house, or you just went to Italy. How was your Italy trip? Or Amanda, I see you just milked a cow. How was that?
It's great.
Hang on, let me see, what is it? Is this a cow? I grew up on a farm and had a pet cow that I loved. I can talk to you about your pet cow, Amanda.
Yeah, she's doing that wearing flip-flops if you look real close.
I only got one broken
Yeah,
toe.
is she wearing flip-flops? Yeah, she is wearing flip-flops. You can talk about sports with people. I don't know who's a Seahawks fan. I know who's a Dave Cartwright is a Redskins fan. Or are you a Cowboys fan? I forget, Dave.
Yeah, that's right.
See, I can give you shit about that. I talk sports smack all the time, and you have more of a friendly relationship with people when you see them on social media than when it's just you just sold them a car and said "Hasta la vista, baby." So you've got to know how to engage with your clients on social media. And by the way, Dave Cartwright, what about your Redskins? Is Kirk Cousins going to escape to the 49ers?
No way. No
Franchise
way.
tag.
No way.
No way, you better hope not.
Yeah,
Because I think that's the first guy to go in fantasy next year. That guy's a stud. So anyway, when you can chit-chat with people about stuff like that, you're at an advantage. Also with selling cars, everybody, think about this. If I sell you a car, if I sell one of you a car, and I take a picture of you next to me, and I go, hey, can I tag you in the picture? And now we put that up on Facebook. Now what are all your friends going to start doing?
Liking.
Commenting on it. Hey, I see you just got a new car. Congratulations. All right. What did you buy? We're looking for a car. That's the referral of this millennium. Is picking stuff off of social media. So you guys need to know how to use social media specifically to sell cars. But I'm not the expert at it. Who's the expert at it, Amanda?
Laura Madison.
Yeah, Laura Madison. She knows. She's forgotten, like literally forgotten way more than I know about selling cars on social media. Because I never did. I don't have credibility, but that girl does. When she was selling cars, she started selling cars in, let's face it, is it a male-dominated industry, Amanda?
Yes.
How many other women salespeople do you have with you?
We're about 50-50 now.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Good for you guys. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. You know, when you look at ratios of who kills it in the car business, I think women are higher. They have a higher chance of success than men. There are just so many more men in the car business. But a lot of women that do an amazing job. And so anyway, this girl started selling cars at the age of 21. And at her dealership, she was the only woman. She was the only female salesperson. So she started selling cars with all these old men. And this dealership didn't train or anything like that. It was like, hey, here's a bunch of brochures. Here's a lot. Go get them. So here's this 21-year-old girl standing outside waiting for ups with all the old dudes. And she starts thinking, this is stupid. These guys stand out here with their thumb up their ass for hours every day waiting for ups. Nobody's using social media to sell cars. So she started doing a lot of research. She started figuring out, coming up with a game plan for how she was going to use social media to sell cars. And this girl, she killed it. When I poached her from that dealership 2.5, 3 years ago, she was selling 32 cars a month on average, and she was just using social media. And I guarantee you, those old men she started selling cars with, they're still standing around out there waiting for an up. So when you think of all the opportunities, when I see, and does anybody know, Amanda, that you're in that picture that we use for advertising?
Yeah.
Do you guys ever see that picture around?
Oh yeah, it's hanging in my office. They've all seen it.
Oh, is it really? That's funny. You know, I had somebody called me up one day. He may have reached out to you, David, and goes, hey, I'm very familiar with that dealership, and they have good management. And I said, dude, relax. That's why we scraped the name off the dealership. They were just actors. They were models posing. I said, I don't, did you ever hear anything about that, Dave?
No.
Oh, anyway, so this guy, was all upset. And I told him, I said, the guy in the Cialis ads in the bathtub probably doesn't have erectile dysfunction either, so you can calm down. That was funny, and if you didn't think that was funny, think about it a little bit harder. But when I see salespeople standing outside waiting for an up, I think that's dumb. That's not where customers are at these days. Customers are online, they're on the phone, and they're on social media. People, when they go wake up in the morning, what do? They pop on Facebook, they pop on social media, whether they admit to it or not. Okay? Whether they're the people that post a lot or they just creep. People are looking at Facebook all the time. They fall asleep at night looking at social media. How can we not be on social media? Everybody's online, on the phone, and on social media. That's where you guys have to be. Because people aren't rolling in. You know, when I see people standing around waiting for ups, it's ridiculous. So my training's going to help you guys out with all forms of conversion, whether it be inbound calls, working your sold customer base. I'm going to teach you the what to say and why to say it, presented in a way that you guys understand. So, hey, I'm always excited to work with a Dave Cartwright store. And Dave, what questions can I answer for you? Because you've seen this movie before. What can I answer for you?
I really don't have any questions. I just, we're glad to have the program here and, to get rolling.
Outstanding. Outstanding. Well, good. Well, listen, and Dave, anytime you got my cell number, anytime you need anything, you have any questions, call me.
All right, I will do it.
And hey, if you want to come back down to Major Butt Fire, you personally can come as my guest. You just want to come, just come.
Fantastic. I will do that.
All right, buddy.
All right.
Talk to you soon. Hey, good talking, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.